So we have a viewer from that famous Minnesota community, Unidentified Town, and this viewer wants to know, this viewer is concerned about water quality and is concerned with agricultural tile drains that are exempt from regulation related to water quality, and this viewer is wondering if there should be something that can or should be done about that, concerned about nitrate contamination. I'm going to look to you, Representative Torkelson.
Thank you. Is this a 2 or 3 hour show?
Yeah, it's there's a lot to talk about here.
And then I'll have the counterpoint.
Right.
I'm sure you will. You know, water quality
James
issues
Kilpatrick
are...
and Shane Alexander, right? No, wait a minute. I'm showing my age. Go ahead.
Water quality issues certainly are a very big deal for the state of Minnesota. You know, we're fortunate to be at the top of major watersheds, 3 or 4 of them, as a matter of fact. The Mississippi River, the Red River, the North, the Lake Superior watershed, and the Des Moines. And we are a big ag state. Water quality coming off of ag land certainly is a real issue. I'm a farmer by trade. I certainly use nitrogen as part of my farming operation to make sure that my crops are healthy and grow well. It's no different than somebody in their garden at home or their plants in their house. They add a little fertilizer to make sure that their plants grow well and are healthy. Nitrates are especially challenging because they do tend to move with water. But we have made a lot of progress in the last couple of decades as far as the amount of nitrogen we use, the type of application processes we use, the timing of when we apply that nitrogen. I know on my own farm I've got different kinds of fields. Some of my fields are sandier and more coarse textured soils, and those fields do not get any fall fertilizer. We wait until spring on those fields because we know that there's more chance of some of those nutrients getting into the water supply. So it's an ongoing issue. The Ag Department has rolled out a rule on nitrogen, and that's getting consideration. It hasn't been finalized yet, but they're taking input from around the states. So farmers work hard. You know, it's the last thing I want to do is spend money on nitrogen and see it go floating away down the river or into a lake. I want it to stay in my crop zone so that it feeds my plants.
We can all agree on the surface, of course. Everyone wants clean water. But you know, agriculture is a big part of our economy, and it's also a strong political force at the legislature. Initially, some of the governor's initiatives, particularly buffers, for example, were hard fought. But in the end, I think there's been a lot of progress around the state on that. I don't know if you know the number of counties that have sort of reached the goals they had set, but we're doing reasonably well, I think, in terms of...
When you mention buffers, you mention a topic that has been a part of my life for the last couple of years as chief author of the bill, and really worked hard to make it legislation that everyone could live with. But yes, compliance is very high. Compliance is well over 80% on both the public waters and the public ditches, and we're making more progress all the time. It's been controversial, and it varies from county to county. Some counties have a lot of ditches that were not buffered, and so it's more challenging in those counties. Other counties have done most of the work ahead of time. So the actual impact of buffers is a little harder to measure. I mean, these systems are very dynamic, and what happens with every weather system is a little different. So we'll see. It's just one step in our work toward improving water quality.
Senator Pappas, we don't want to bypass you. Water quality, any thoughts on that?
It's an important issue. I like clean water, as everyone else does. And yeah, we want to make sure that we have we live off our aquifers, we live off the Mississippi River, and it is a drinking source for a lot of people. So when I was first elected to the legislature, actually, sewer separation in St. Paul was a big issue because we did not want the street sewer, the street drains draining into the river because they needed, or they would make the sanitary sewers overflow if they weren't separated. So that was also a problem. So we've managed to clean up the Mississippi River. That's been a real priority. People
don't realize that the whole concept of separation is a fairly recent development from a historical standpoint. You can go back a few decades and discover the fact that this was really just beginning to develop. So
yeah, certainly, and now we have this issue of, we call it inflow and infiltration, where clean water gets into our septic system. A lot of it because of, changes we need to make in infrastructure, but also people that have a sump pump, for instance, in their basement. If they're putting that into the sewer instead of draining it properly to the street, it causes a lot of extra water to get into our treatment plant that we have to treat, and that's costly.
And one of the things the state has done is partner with local cities on wastewater infrastructure. I think there's an emerging debate that started in our committee in terms of where you make these really costly investments. There are towns in greater Minnesota who have no businesses anymore. There is no longer a grocery store or a doctor's office, and maybe the largest employer is the nursing home. Young people don't go there to live anymore. And so the sad reality is we know that population, when that population dies, the town will die. So the question is, how long do we invest in millions of dollars of infrastructure in some of those towns? They can't bear the cost themselves. And so some have begun asking, are there low-tech ways of helping a town like that,
Right.
where we don't spend millions?
Different technology.
But we still, right.
Well, I absolutely agree with you, Alice, on the technology part and spending the proper amount of money in the proper situation. I wouldn't necessarily condemn those small towns to death, though, because sometimes as situations change, all of a sudden a small town can perk up. If a neighboring town happens to employ a lot of people and there's a need for housing, which is a big issue for
Yes,
you, I know.
it happens sometime.
We can see where a small town that we thought was kind of on the ropes, all of a sudden a lot of people move in because they can get a house for a smaller cost.
I hear a lot about Plummer, Minnesota, which has had some population growth because it's not too far from Fergus, so.
There's an example right
So
there.
there you go.